Hey guys, and welcome into the Rams house. Thank you so much for stopping in. Please make sure to consider subscribing to this channel because we make Rams content all the time and you're not going to want to miss it. Today we're going to be talking about the Rams offense, how much of a jump it could take, and what are the differences going to be with Stafford, because that was a huge move. So, as many of us know, the last 2 years of this Rams offense has been a little lackluster, and it's just looked very irregular for a Sean McVay system. Now, it's been very annoying to watch at times with some of the decisions that Goff is making, and there hasn't been too many moves by this Rams team in the offseason, but I think there's still going to be a huge jump, and we are going to get into that. So make sure to get your popcorn and your drinks because you're going to want to stick around for this. So we have seen the Rams take a bit of a dip in the last 2 years, and it really was sprouting from that Super Bowl 53, where the Rams only put up 3 points. And, that was just a sour taste in the mouth, and it kind of felt like it just strung together over the last couple of years, and Goff really couldn't get things corrected. And you could also put some blame on Sean McVay, but I think overall, the way Goff was looking in those 2 great seasons that he had was because of the pieces around him and was because of Sean McVay. I honestly don't think he's going to be an MVP quarterback in another place. It was just because of the situation he was in, and that's all with respect to him. So I think McVay was really the one, and the pieces that Goff had around him that drove that. So going into this year with Matthew Stafford, I think this offense is going to look a lot better because he is so much smarter and he has great arm angles that really can change the game. He can fit it in the tightest places. And now with the addition of Desean Jackson, I've heard both sides of this, that people like it and they hate it because, his injury history in the NFL. But I honestly like this because the Rams needed a deep threat and they got one. And not only is he a deep threat, but he's a deep threat that goes along with Matthew Stafford. And to be honest, Desean Jackson never had that quarterback that was as good as Stafford. So that's already a compliment for the offense. With Cam Akers, he's an up-and-coming star. He was looking great towards the end of that season last year. So there's only good to come for him. And then as far as Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp, that with the addition of Jackson, as long as he can stay onto the field, that's just going to help Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods in a huge way because honestly, for them, they're great at the intermediate routes, short intermediate routes. We saw a lot of that last year because, Goff's limitations that he really did have in this offense. We had to shrink the playbook down and make it, just kind of more simpler and dump offs. But that's going to really help Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods because they are great with the after the catch. They make the yards after the catch look so easy, and they can do that in a good way. So it's going to be hard to tell who you want to cover more because you have Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods who, when they catch it, they make huge plays after that. And you have Desean Jackson they have to worry about because he takes the top off of a defense. So that was a huge move because those 2 pieces will complement each other because with Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, they can do the deep stuff, but they aren't the fastest guys in the league really. And they were honestly pretty slow compared to Desean Jackson. But Desean Jackson really adds that element of surprise that you're going to need. He could also fill in for that punt returner, kick returner, and he could be a gadget guy too. So that could really help. So I'm thinking with the addition of Matthew Stafford, that helps because he honestly is really smart with the football. He's smart with where he's going to do it, and he's also aggressive. That's really good because we saw with Jared Goff, he wasn't always smart, and he wasn't smart, but he also was very conservative at the same time. And you wouldn't think that he would have a lot of turnovers with that formula, but he did. And it was very frustrating to watch, like the interceptions off the screens and stuff like that. And the frustration was just being shown throughout the locker room and throughout Sean McVay. And so this change is huge because Sean McVay was able to pick the quarterback that he needed and that he wanted because he wasn't able to draft Jared Goff. So that's honestly another big help there is he was able to pick out Jared Goff, or excuse me, he was able to pick out Matthew Stafford. He was not able to pick out Jared Goff. He had to work with Jared Goff. So that is a huge plus too because McVay sees something in Stafford that he likes. We all know what Stafford can do. He can do amazing things, and with the pieces he has around us, I think we're going to be an amazing offense, number one offense. That's my prediction. I mean, it's going to be tough to beat out the Chiefs and, those really high tier teams, but I think that we can do it because McVay has a whole off season to work out the things he wants, and there's not as much improvement that he'll have to see as opposed to Jared Goff, because there's going to be a night and day difference between Jared Goff and Matthew Stafford, and just adding Desean Jackson is going to make this offense even scarier. As long as he can stay on the field, he really can stretch the field, and then that opens up things for Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. And I still think Van Jefferson is going to be an amazing receiver, great route runner, and so we have some depth there too. And then for Tyler Higbee and Bryson Hopkins, those guys are studs. And honestly, if Higbee can stay healthy, he was a little injured last year, but even if he's not healthy, we have Bryson Hopkins, and he is honestly a guy I want to see out there more. So it's going to be very interesting to watch this Rams offense this year. I guarantee you it's going to be 100% better than they were last year, especially with the whole offseason. It wasn't like a trade where you have to make adjustments middle of the season. We have a whole offseason to get ready for this, and I am ready to watch some Rams football, especially that offense. It's going to be really fun to watch, I guarantee it. So make sure you stick around for more of the Rams house content. God bless. Horns up. Have a great day.